What up? It's your boy 2K, more like 10K, and we talk about Coi Leray. I said now Coi Leray, the daughter of Eminem's punching bag, Benzino. She's been around for about a little minute. I want to say pre-COVID, but now that I think about it, No More Parties does sound like a COVID song. I never even put that together. Anyway, she kind of blew up off that record, especially the remix with Dirt. After that, she was doing other stuff, but mainly the talk about her was how bad her music was or annoying her music was, and her body type, her body size. She's a real slim girl, you know what I'm saying? Which I feel is unfair because one is irrelevant and the other one is preferential, and you can decide which one I'm talking about. Anyways, fast forward because I don't really care about nothing else. Miss Leray dropped her newest album, Bitch, I'm a Fish. Huh? That's not what the album's called. What's it called? Coi? Like the fish? Oh, like her first name. Am I dumb? She dropped Coi, which I didn't listen to, or know it existed until 2 weeks ago when DJ Academics posted that Coi Leray was the third most monthly listeners having female rapper, I don't know, and that her album had 300 million streams and it was the third most streamed album of the year. So I'm like, all right, she back, you know what I'm saying? Big fish, you know what I'm saying? It's over. She changed the narrative. Now she top 5 girl, dead or alive, you heard me? But then literally a week later, it's announced that her album did 10K first week. And at first, I didn't really care until I remembered that they told us that she got a 300 million streams, third most streamed album of the year. She done surpassed Ice Spice and all that. And now I'm wondering how you go from the third most streamed album to 10K. They've had 20 albums that's done more than 10K this year. So something's a little fishy. Why do I keep talking about fish? Anyways, I went to this stream to sales calculator just to see if it kind of made sense, if it added up a little bit. So I put in 300 million streams. And even though those calculators don't be 100% accurate, they usually are at least in a ballpark of what those streams will convert to the albums. And those streams are just Spotify streams alone. Just Spotify streams. You understand what I'm saying? So when I put in 300 million streams, it said about 200, I think it's like 242,000 albums equivalent. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that that's the number she should have been in, but I'm going to say she should have at least did 100K first week. So if somehow what could have been a potentially 100K or more first week sales turn into 10K, either her label bodied all those streams and Spotify just took them away, or that stat was just made up and they just put it out there for whatever reason. I don't even know. Another theory is that most of her album sales, them 300 million streams, probably came from some player song that apparently is popping on TikTok, but I don't really be on TikTok like that, so I don't know. But she has this player song that apparently is a big song. So that might have contributed if that song is on the album, because like I said, I didn't listen to the album, I didn't look at the playlist or the track list, anything. But if that song was on the album, that could be what contributed to 300 million streams on the album. So if that's true and Billboard was just like, we're not counting none of those streams before the album came out, we only count the new streams, then that means that only about 1 to 10% of her album streams were new. Like of the 300 million, maybe 3 to 30 million streams was new streams, which is kind of sad. Anyways, I just wanted to make this real quick. What's y'all theory on this? This has been something that's been on my mind because it doesn't make any sense to me. So like I said, I got 3 theories. Theory number 1, and it's always gonna be theories because I don't know the exact truth of how in the fuck this even happened. So 1, they took the streams from the player song and they only counted the new streams. And like I said, it might have only been 1 to 10% of the actual streams of the actual song or whatever like that. 2, they botted the album and Spotify took all the body streams away, which is bad. They shouldn't do that. And the label, and I wouldn't put it past it because was it last year? It might have been early this year. where labels, like, I think it was like mostly Atlantic, but she signed to Republic, I think. But I think it was Atlantic that kept getting caught with botting their artists' YouTube videos or whatever like that. So I wouldn't put it past them. Or 3, they use FOMO. They lied about the numbers to get people to go and listen to the album because they feel like, dang, it's popping like this, 3rd most streamed album. She done passed up Ice Spice. Oh, what's on her album that got it going like this? So they possibly just use FOMO as a tactic to try and get, and they use academics. They use FOMO and academics to get people to go check out her album to see why it got so many streams and all stuff like that. And they was hoping that enough people would care to go and actually listen to it to get the streams up and actually boost the numbers to where it don't look as fishy. And here we go back to fish. But they kind of hoped that tactic would hopefully increase the numbers to an amount that was acceptable. But we ain't checking for bony fish. We got juicy sirloin steak. Also, Coi Leray apparently in this statistic passed up Ice Spice in that ranking. But Ice Spice's first week was like on that likes EP that I had to listen to with Porn Estonia on stream, which it was rough, but that did 15K and Glorilla did 28K first week on her project. So how did they get to 3rd most streamed album of the year, even though Ice Spice and Glorilla both dropped bigger albums? Maybe their albums wasn't big on streaming, but was big. But I don't think Ice Spice and Glorilla fans are going to stores and buying albums. So nothing makes sense. I'm starting to lean more towards they lied. But why? Because the truth came out the next week. Literally. Like, y'all lied for 1 week just for the truth to come out. It doesn't make any sense to me. But what's y'all thoughts? That's it for me. Tell me what y'all think. How did 300 million streams turn into 10K first week? It doesn't make any sense to me. Somebody has to make it make sense to me. It's either they lied, they botted, or it was just they didn't count the player streams. But even if they didn't count the player streams, you're telling me that no substantial amount of people listened to that song when she dropped the album? Like, people were just like, oh, I already got it. I don't gotta listen to it. Oh, she dropped the album, I'm never listening to the song again now? Like, I don't know. It's just so weird. And now it just makes me wonder about other people's album sales, because I'm about to go on a little tangent, but it's real quick. Who else gets that type of stat put out? Like, I haven't heard a stat like that from other artists where it's just like, oh, this artist is the 3rd most, their album is the like. You only hear those stats from artists like Nicki Minaj, who kind of like care about numbers like that. But the average artist, you don't hear random stats like, oh, they have the most monthly listeners and they done passed this person up and now their album has this many streams. Like, I don't hear that much. So that's why when they did it for Coi Leray, I'm like, why? Especially academics. He'll post first week sales and stuff like that, but he never really posted stuff unless it's like an artist that he really like. But I follow him. He don't normally post that type of stuff where it's like, oh, this album has this many streams and they done got this and they done got that. It's usually first week sales and projections. But that wasn't the conversation was neither that. It was she passing up Ice Spice and she doing this and she doing that. It's like, what? But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet. Like, share, subscribe. I always forget to say that. Like, share, and subscribe. Also, I just dropped me an album, Been Enraged Before, in your phone now on all platforms: YouTube, Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, Tidal, wherever you listen to music on. My newest album, Been Enraged Before, is out on there. You know what I'm saying? And we going back on the singles run. You know what I'm saying? We took about a 2-month break. We dropped in April, took May off, then dropped the album in late June. And now we're about to get back on the singles run. Keep it going, keep it popping, keep it building. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. I'm out. Too sweet.